Hello people, this is Ryder here to review the fresh orange Lockseed from the Kamen Gaim Hyper Battle video. So yeah, this is actually one of the very few items that I actually haven't done a review on, despite the fact I've done 2 demos of this thing. It was just that when I initially was covering this item, this was at the time I actually restricted myself from doing more reviews and then just did more demos and such. And then, like, we just never got to it. So it was just like, I genuinely forgot I had to cover this thing. So we're doing it now. So this was I don't remember what issue of Television from 2014. It might have been the March one, but this was a Television pack-in item, to which meant that you actually had to build the Lockseed up and such, and this was obviously the pack-in item to tie into the Hyper Battle DVD and such, to which I don't remember the full name on the top of my head, because I want to say the birth of the orange or something, but I'll have obviously the full title within the description and such. But yeah, here we have the fresh orange Lockseed right here. Or I mean, at least trying to keep it its appearance for the most part and such. To which, obviously, as it's fresh, it's newly colored for the most part, because now the front of it, instead of being silver, is now this nice metallic orange, and actually cast in a translucent black. Because again, the premise of this special is that Kota's Lockseed's rusted, so they needed to like find a way to like give power back to the Lockseeds, and after that, the fruit becomes fresh and such. So as you can see from the front here, this is like again just translucent now. It basically blends into like what this is. So LS07 yet again. We got the trans stamps right here and such. And this is basically in the body of a Gashapon. No, this is in the body of a candy toy body, as the battery compartment is actually new. Because if you don't recall, the Gashapon battery compartments are actually just the DX ones, but without the one battery slot. Obviously, if you don't recall, these just run off of one button. They don't have the 2 buttons here. Just a bunch of trans stamps. So that means there's no on and off switch here. Obviously, this just works like so. But this doesn't activate anything, because everything activates through this back button. And then opening this down like so. Here we have the sparkly orange with the metallic sticker. And then this is my favorite part of the fresh Lockseeds. I like the silhouette of like the Ryder alongside the arms weapon, because obviously it's still the Daimaru, but this actually equips him, Kota, 2 Daimarus and such. And like honestly, it's just really cool overall. But yeah, as you can see, it's just kind of it's alright. Especially, I mean, it's probably fine when you don't constantly take it apart and then put it together, because that's what I used to do. But here is the original orange Lockseed, just vastly different. And then as you can see, the speaker hole is a lot bigger. And obviously this is not as spring heavy, but it's at least more closer, like, because that's the whole point of like, I guess, this section of like ride pouches, because this is basically our first of like the actual buildable gimmicks and such. It's just that I kind of wish they did more of these, but they didn't, because obviously it's trying to be DX, as close to a DX Lockseed as possible. It's just that it's in a candy toy body with specifications of a Gashapon. A Gashapon Lockseed, as the Gashapon one still, again, like I said, still kept the aesthetic of a DX Lockseed. But like, you know, obviously the candy toys just kind of like simplified it, because I can do another comparison of the orange Lockseed Kota voice version. As you can see right here, it still carries that same clear it carries the same clear cover, but as you can see from here, you know, this isn't like cut out and such. It's trying to be as close to a candy toy or gashapon body as possible. So because of the fact that everything is just through this, we do have like a standard cycle of sounds. So those are the 4 standard sounds you get just playing with this thing by itself. Which, speaking of that, using this with the Sengoku driver. Like, obviously, I should see that it obviously doesn't light up and such. And obviously, you still have to do this manually, which is, it's kind of annoying, but I get it. So obviously, we still have our traditional finishers. And then the oi we have to do 5 times. And sparking is 6. Lastly, you get a, you know, special messages saying like, hey, you got this, you know, the Ryder Sengoku era Television special. Obviously, if you watched my demo from like years back, you should know. But yeah, you know, that's basically it for this one. Not bad. It's definitely impressive for sure. It's, you know, I like that it's still, it carries out the same specifications of just a Gashapon and Candy Toy Lockseed, because they always did have like an additional like exclusive phrase, so then you had to get it and such. Obviously, the Gashapon Lockseeds had the thing of them just announcing the Ryder, and then the Candy Toy Lockseeds had a thing of just having a random phrase associated with that fruit, basically. But obviously this one's just significant because of its build and such, because this is like an entire new type of Lockseed and such. Because it's like I've been saying constantly, these buildable Lockseeds are basically a hybrid of the Gashapon and Candy Toy Lockseeds. Like, they're like the best of both of them, but also trying to be authentic to a DX Lockseed as a whole. So I appreciate them for doing this and such. And like overall, this Lockseed's pretty fun. The form's pretty cool. The Hyper Battle video was pretty fun too. Like, it's probably one of my more like favorite recent ones, definitely. Like, just the context of where this came from is like pretty fun overall. Now, finding it in the aftermarket, I think it should be affordable for the most part. It should be about like $10 to $15 at best. Please get at least like 10 minimum, or like max. I got this back in back in 2015 when Ghost actually started, because Ryken got this off of CS Toys. to get a ghost icon alongside with that, because I asked him a while, like I think weeks before, that I wanted this Lockseed and such. And I don't remember how much I got this for on CS Toys. I'm gonna have to assume also $10. I don't think it was the 15 that the Peach Energy Lockseed was, but it could have been. But you know, I think at best it's probably like either try to find this new with the batteries, or used with the batteries, or just try to find it new so then you can actually put it together yourself, so then you don't, so then your cover doesn't, like, so then the integrity of your cover isn't as loose, because that is, I guess that's kind of the unfortunate thing with these buildable Lockseeds and such. But yeah, I have to do this review. This is Ryder now, people.